Good morning. Good morning. I am monitoring my thing on here. I don't know how to turn this sound. I am monitoring my thing on here. I don't know how to turn this. Oh dear. Uh-oh. I am monitoring my thing on here. I don't know how to turn this sound off. Okay, cool. I have just set up a sort of monitor on my iPad. Thank you for bearing with me for a second there. I had to do a monitor because yesterday somehow the stream didn't happen. I don't know why. But now I can see if something gets interrupted, if I have like a little monitor button. A little higher. Okay, perfecto. Let's get into it. Welcome to Summer Sunrise Yoga from the Hamptons with Sally. I'm so delighted to be here with you. I hope you're doing well this morning. Let's go ahead and put that strange leg in front and start to settle in. Feel the sit bones. Maybe rock back and forth a little bit just to start to feel your body. Maybe go around the little circle like a Humpty Dumpty. Moving around. Maybe go back the other way. Just to start to think, where is the center of my body? Do I have some tension that's preventing me from just feeling that relaxed center that is my body? 30 minutes of joining with our bodies. Let's begin it. Okay, let's bring the hands into the Namaskar Mudra. And let's take some time to invite some silence into our lives. Rubbing the hands together, heating up the palms. Bring the warm palms over the closed eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Stretch the back of the neck, lifting the occipital bone on the back of your head, lengthening the spine. Inhaling deeply through the nostrils, mouth closed. Exhaling, mouth closed, just through the nostrils. Inhale again. And open the eyes behind the palms. Circle the eyes to the right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the eyes, relax the eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Sitting up really, really tall, lengthen the back of the spine. Yes. Exhaling through the nostrils, mouth closed. Open the eyes again behind the palms this time. We're going to circle to the left. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the eyes, relax the eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Sitting up really tall. Let your hands come down and your eyes gently open. Welcome and congratulations, because the hard work is over. You got here. Isn't that the hardest part? It's always the hardest part. All right, let's start. It's a little chilly here. I'm actually at Old Town Beach. I shot here yesterday, but for some reason the stream didn't happen, so I'm redoing day 6, which is fine. I'm here. It's a beautiful beach, Old Town Beach. We're moving one beach each day eastward until we get to Montauk, I think, and then we'll just start doubling back because I think it's about 22 beaches. I should know the number, but I'll figure that out later. Let's go ahead and stretch to the side. Let's do a nice side stretch. You're just going to take your right hand out to the side and see if you can put your elbow on the ground. Can you do that? Maybe your hip is going to come up. Let your hip come down, elbow go down. Hip, do a little teeter-totter between those two. And then, in the end, push the hip down and then see if you can stretch that elbow down. You might not be able to do it on both sides. Maybe one side is a little bit, you find these things out when you do yoga. You can see how you're maybe imbalanced. That's the whole point. We're doing hatha, hatha, which is sun and moon, which is balance. That's what we're doing. At least as I understand it. You know, I'm a Westerner doing an Eastern form, so, oh boy, that feels. There's a lot I'm just going with, you know, like the chakras. Do I feel them? But those guys say that they're there, so I'm going to go with it. They seem to be pretty wise. All right, let's take our left hand and put it on the right knee, and then we're going to twist over the right shoulder. And as you do this, see if you can hold your eyes in that corner, the right hand corner of your eye. Hold it there, inhaling deeply through the nostrils. Make sure the back of the neck is nice and loose, that you're not holding tension in your jaw. But the eyes are being held in that little corner. We're doing that to trigger our vagus nerve. And slowly release and come back towards the center. Let's do the other side. Okay, now this time you're going to take your right hand on your left knee. I'm mirroring you, so this should be your right side. Oh, left side. Left side. This is my right side. Okay, so take your right hand and put it on your left knee, and now you're going to look over your left shoulder. Once again, if you start to feel like you're being stiff in the pose, try to come out of that, just melt your whole body. That's what I do sometimes when I'm in class and find I'm being too stressed. And then I slowly rebuild. I rebuild the pose with ease. And then I add a little oomph. There's a little birdie getting its breakfast. Eyes in that left-hand corner, hold them there. That's going to trigger the vagus nerve. And slowly release. Oh, twisting is so good. Just think of how much your spine is loving that you're oiling it up. Let's do another thing that we did yesterday. I'm going to show you the sides of the body. What you're going to do is take your fingertip, put it on your hip bone, and then put your thumb at the bottom of your rib cage, and then stretch. Stretch and lengthen that lower spine. This is the part that gets all smushed. You don't want to be all smushed. You want to make sure you're nice and tall because this, if you're like this, imagine what's happening with your internal organs. They're like, oh, they're under so much pressure. But when you lift up like this, they have enough room to squish and do what they're supposed to do. So it's really good for your health. Let's go ahead and do our easy V, opening the legs into a nice opening. And let's just do something a little different here. We're going to go all the way around like this. Come back through the center, go all the way around like this. Doesn't that feel great? All the way around. All the way around. Oh, yes. Do it a couple more times. All the way around. All the way around. One more time. Gosh, I love that. Yes, we do. All right. Getting our spine and our hips. Maybe move your hips around a little bit just to kind of loosen them up. You know, we get stuck in these little patterns that we do all the time. And really, you know, we used to work in the fields and hunt and swim and do all these things. And our bodies naturally stayed nice and supple. But we have to kind of be more intentional now. All right, let's come. I brought these blocks in a strap because if you need these, please get them, and you'll be able to do the this class even better if you're having trouble. Like I know some of the guys are kind of like this. If you sit up on a block, that's really going to help you come forward a little bit. And maybe even if you don't, try sitting on the block just to see what it feels like. It can be a different stretch on your legs. You can also use the block if you want to come forward and just kind of rest. Just rest here. Go ahead and dangle forward. Let the weight of your upper body just sort of surrender. You could have a block. You could have a towel. Towel works too. You could just roll up a towel or a pillow or something. If you got like a pillow from the sofa, something a little more firm than a pillow you sleep on. And you could even like See if you could reach out. Lots of different ways you can use the props. All right, coming back up. And when you're in my class, I want you it to just be a framework for you. I mean, if you feel like doing a headstand, by all means. I don't take it personally. If you want to do your own practice, it's your, as long as it's not disturbing anybody else in the class, go on ahead, do that extra pose, do that extra bind. And here's another one. We're going to go over the right leg this time. And then just see if you can relax over that leg. Maybe the whole body just sort of surrender, draping over the leg. Inhaling deeply through the nostril, keeping the mouth closed. We're really warming that air when we use the nostrils. And it's a nice pipeline, straight from the nostrils to the lungs. We love that. And slowly coming back up, let's do the other side. I like using blocks sometimes. Whenever I do Ashtanga, I do my Trikonasana with this and the, what's the other one? Oh, the side angle, the Parsvottanasana. There's two of them. There's Parsvakonasana and Parsvottanasana. They sound the same to me. Over that left leg, just letting everything go. Yeah, when we take care of our body, our mind starts to calm down. You feel your mind already starting to calm down just because you're taking time to stretch. She loves it. She loves it when you stretch her and you groom her or groom him if you're a guy. And, I think of my body as sort of like a horse that, has been in the stall all night. And I come and I'm like, good morning. And I come and I stroke her. I say, oh, you're so beautiful. I do her hair. And then we go out for a little walk, a little trot, a little canter. And then I let her go eat in the fields. So this is, we've been given this stewardship of this vessel, and it's so great to take care of it. Yeah, we were going to come into the butterfly position. Go ahead and get the soles of your feet together. But yeah, it really is kind of a miracle, isn't it? Let's do some foot exercises because that's always good to start our day with making sure our feet are nice and strong. So what you're going to do, sit up really tall. Remember that lengthening, even when you hear a lot of people tend to slump over. And again, if you need to have some lift here to make it a little bit easier for you to sit up, by all means do that. I mean, kind of fun to experiment. Do it yourself, even if you don't need to do it, you can try it. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to flex the feet back, crunch the toes, flex the toes back, crunch the toes, flex the toes, crunch the toes. Hello, feet. Flex the toes, crunch the toes, flex the toes, crunch the toes. Now point the foot all the way through. Now I'm not crunching the toes here, I'm lengthening the toes. See if you can lengthen your toes, flex the toes, lengthen the toes, flex the toes, lengthen, crunch the toes, lengthen, flex, crunch, lengthen, flex, flex. It's going to be weird to lengthen this. Crunch, lengthen, and flex. Crunch, lengthen, and flex. Crunch. Now lift just the big toe, just the next toe, just the third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, that's a hard one. And let's circle the ankles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, feet. Love feet so much. Let's talk about feet. All right. I'm going to adjust the angle here so you can see me as I stand up. Yeah, let's start standing. Okay, we're going to do some. I'm going to just tilt up a little bit. Isn't this spectacular? Can you believe? This is so great. I'm so happy to be able to bring this to you. And it's nice to come out to the beach every morning. What a cool thing. But look at us. We're doing 6:30 yoga. That's pretty cool. All right. So let's talk about the feet. As we get older, our feet tend to roll in. It just happens. I don't know whether we just kind of get a little tired, but we got to be vigilant on making sure that our ankles are over our feet. And one way to do that is to just stand with your feet like this. And now just kind of take your ankles and go back and forth like this. See how much play you have there? Now that's inversion, eversion, inversion, eversion. And there are two muscles that form this stirrup. And in fact, you can see this is the tibialis anterior right here. If you see this kind of big string thing there, you can find it on your own foot. When you lift the toe, you're going to see the one that is responsible for the toe, but just on the inside of the arch, the next one over is the tibialis, and that makes sure that the foot inverts. And the other one is the peroneus longus, and that does the opposite. There's a stirrup down there, and that's what we need to strengthen our whole lives in our feet. And we often forget about our feet because we're in shoes all the time. So what we're going to do is I want you to go back and forth like this. Okay, now lift your toes, just your toes, not your heels. I don't know why you say lift their toes, people lift their heels. So lift just the toes, kind of like a Dutch shoe. You know how the shoes look like that? And then hold it there. Now try to go back and forth. You see how it's a lot harder to have that leeway? It's a good constraint when you lift your toes. See if you can lower your toes and notice if your ankles are rolling in. So you need to hold your ankles where they are, where the toes are up. So you're going to hold your toes up and then lower the toes. That's where your ankle should be. And that's going to make sure your ankle is over your foot, because if your ankle is on the inside of your foot, look what's going to happen to the knee. Look what could happen to the hip, the lower back. It's all related. So let's start with good foot health, okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to do some, some more bending things with the feet. So we're going to take, let's try your right foot. I'm going to be mirroring you. So you're going to take your right foot and you're going to push through. Push that heel almost like you're trying to push it through the foot. Bring the heel down and straight. Push the heel through, down and straight. Let's do the other one. I'm going to push the foot through. And I'm just trying to push my heel this way. So I'm not here. I'm trying to push my heel that way. To get a very strong push down onto the ball of my feet. All right, let's come into an easy V of standing. And you're going to do the same thing. We're going to rise up and lower down. Rise up and lower down. Rise up. See if you can stay there. Now, there's a trick to this. I'll tell you the dancer's trick in a second. I'll let you suffer first. And then you'll be like, okay, I'm listening. Right? You try it yourself and you go, wait, that's a little bit hard. Okay, so when you are trying to balance, as a dancer, they told us our feet are like triangles. And we have 3 points of support, and they are at the ball of the big toe, the ball of the baby toe, and heel. That triangle will give you stability if you can keep your weight even on those 3 points. So when you lift your toes, you can feel that triangle. When you go up, there's a new triangle, and it is the tip of the big toe. So you transfer the triangle from your foot to your toes. So now it's the baby ball toe, big ball toe, and the toe tip of the big toe. Woo! And see if you can balance up on those toes. Okay, there you go. I found it. And part of it also is just trusting your feet. Just saying, my feet know what to do. I'm good. Hold on to something if you need. Okay, that's really good. It's always good to do that. Let's do our sun salutation. And I just want to remind you, when you go down into the chaturanga, make sure your arms are scraping the sides of your body. Don't do chaturanga like this. I know we were trained like that in school. But make sure when you go into chaturanga, which is when you're going down on the ground like this, you want to make sure that your push-up has the elbows in. All right? So let's start. I'm going to face a little bit more this way. I got the sun right there. I'm going to do my sun salutation right to the sun. So come to the top of the mat. The outsides of your edges of your feet are going to be parallel to the long side of the mat. Inhaling, arching up. Exhaling, falling forward into Uttanasana. Inhale up, arching your back, hands on the shin. Exhale, hands on the mat. Step back into your plank, lower all the way down and side. Keeping the hands there, elbows in. Keep your elbows in. Don't let them go out. Arching up into cobra. Curl the toes under and push back into down dog for 2 breaths. Here we go. 1, 2, and on the inhale, start walking towards the hands. Hands on the shins. Inhale all the way up. Exhale over the legs again. You can lift your toes here if you want to kind of feel that triangle. Make sure the head is yes, no, very relaxed. I got my hoodie all the way down. And then inhale all the way back up. through the sky. If you want to arch back, I love to arch back. And coming back into Namaskara Mudra. Let's do that another time. But this time, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to be quiet, and I'm going to let you feel your own breath as you do the practice, because that's what's really magical about this kind of stuff, is when you are joining your breath with your movement. So I invite you to follow the sequence. You can look at me if you get lost or forget where you are. But wait for the breath to start first. So instead of just inhale up, you wait for the breath started first. Then I feel like exhaling. Here it comes. I'm following my breath. And start to inhale again. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to be quiet, and we're going to do it twice through, okay? So feel your breath. After that, we're going to come into into Vrajasana. And everything's going to be quiet so we can. just check this thing. Feels nice to like just balance like that, doesn't it? And to get a drishti point. And, it's kind of fun. Just remember what it was like as a kid to try to balance, on a skateboard or something. Keep that sort of youthful curiosity going, I would say that too. Let's go ahead and do a couple of sequences here, some hatha poses. We're going to do a warrior two. We're going to open up the left leg, and it's going to be on a 90-degree angle. The right leg is going to angle in. The knee is going to bend. It's going to be over the ankle, and we're going to look over the left hand, feeling the shoulders rooted in the back, the belly lifted, confident, strong through the center. Don't let your shoulders go like this. Make sure your shoulders are over your hips, not back, not forward. You should be right over the hips. I don't know if you can see yourself if you got a mirror handy. And flip the palm and then scoop the sky. Let your right hand slide down your leg. You look up under the arm. Coming back to warrior two. Going on to side angle. Pushing down with your elbow. Don't have your shoulder like this. You should be pushing down with your elbow to create space. And then twisting, looking up, belly is lifted. You can lift your toes, let your toes go down, toes go up. That's a good way to check to see if your position is correct. Coming back to warrior two. Straighten the left leg, turn the left leg in, turn the right leg out. And go to the other side. Knee bends. Make sure it's not past the ankle though. It needs to be just over the ankle. Be safe. Let your shoulders be rooted. Lift your tummy up. Isn't that interesting? When you lift your tummy up, you're going to feel your psoas in there stretching. That's a really good way to get the psoas activated. Looking over that right hand. Flip the palm up to the sky. Now scoop the sky. Let the left hand rest on the back of the leg. And arching up, looking under, making sure your shoulders are down. Don't have your shoulders up around your ears. Shoulders pushing down confidently into the back. Coming back to warrior two. Bending the elbow, and we're going to come into side angle. Back to warrior two. Straighten the leg, turn the feet in, and let's come down to the ground. Let me zoom in here a little bit. All right, make sure you put that strange leg in front. Hands in Namaskar Mudra. Thank you so much for joining me today. Wasn't this lovely by the beach? So lucky to be here. Okay, hands in Namaskar Mudra. Strange leg in front, sitting up very tall. Yeah, I'm going to remember to sit up tall all day today. I'm going to be very good to my spine. And I invite you to acknowledge yourself because you've just created an undeniable demonstration of your love for your body and your health. And when you take care of yourself, you got plenty left over to help other people. Rubbing the hands together vigorously. Bring the warm palms over the closed eyes. Lengthen the back of the neck. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Exhale deeply through the nostrils. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Lifting the corners of the mouth slightly into a slight smile. Keeping the smile as you gently lower the hands and open the eyes. Could I keep on nice smile all day today? I wonder what would happen if I did that instead of this. Would I attract more bees with honey? Is that what they say? Anyway, thank you so much for being with me today and sharing your eternal now. It's been a nice 30 minutes with you, and I'll see you tomorrow. It's 6:30 a.m. to 7 Eastern Standard Time here in New York from the beaches. I'm going to move up one beach. I think that's Fowler. I'm not sure. I should know. It's on the chart. But I'm going to move up one more beach towards Montauk, and I look forward to seeing you there. And thanks for taking care of your body. Have a great day.